What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling incredible today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, Kans, before I get into this thing, just a reminder, I am available for personal readings. I don't know why. That's like the second time I froze up there. It's like a big old brain fart. But I have calendar links down in the description box below for all the different services that I'm offering there, Cancer. And if you have any questions or if you need maybe some sort of like pre-recorded sessions, because I know that we all have the, our schedules can be all over the place there, and sometimes it'd be nice to kind of access that at your leisure there, Cancer. I have, if you need to get in touch with me and any sort of questions or anything like that, any concerns, there is an email down there for you to reach me as well. And keep in mind there, Cancer, that I will never reach out to you for any sort of readings there. So you'll be mindful of scammers about there. They're getting clever out there. Well, sort of. But yeah, just keep that in mind there, Cancer. But I go over different, your unique transits that are going on in your chart. We can talk just about your natal energy. I actually just got some information about a chart I've been wanting to know for a while there. And I'm like low key losing it. And then I have different like tarot card for readings as well there, Cancer. So definitely check that out. But let's get on with this reading, because the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer, your placement, sun, moon, rising, you can find out if you have all this stuff, Cancer, Venus, wherever. This one's for you. And I do tarot cards based on our ruler here, the ghetto moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, never force reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Jupiter Day. Hope you're feeling expansive, feeling abundant. Just maybe even just optimistic there. Jupiter's a big papa, so just brings big energy there, Cancer. And also, Cancer, if you're feeling low on energy, that's probably because the moon is going void, of course, today. That was an alright transition there, Cancer. But with the moon, she's going to be going void, of course, at about 4:03 a.m. and that'll be Eastern time for like literally another day. And then she will be, well, actually through the remainder of this, because I already have the times out there. And then she will be moving from Libra into the intense, lovable sign of Scorpio at about 3:36 in p.m. So we're looking at about an 11-hour, 33-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course energy, this is what happens when the moon forms her final aspect with a sign. And she just kind of wanders there, Cancer. There's no more energy there, and she invites you to do the same. Just kind of journey within, do some deep breathing, because we're very sensitive to the energies. And I was thinking about this when this kind of correlates with because we're in day 3 of Libra. But I love that. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. We'll get into that in a little bit there, Cancer. I love when they do that. But where was I at? Oh, with the void, of course. But yeah, this just invites you just to kind of go within there, Cancer, cleanse your energies, just because we can be very susceptible to the energies around us and kind of pick up on that stuff there. And I feel like that's why I was actually talking with someone. I was talking with a Virgo about this yesterday, kind of about the complexities of Cancer, because I feel like when we're not aware of where we're at energetically, energetically and things, sometimes we can just take on the emotions of others and take them on as ourselves. And then that adds this extra layer of confusion because it's like, where the hell did this come from? Why do I feel this way? And then the spiral begins there, Cancer. So just becoming more aware of yourself, getting in touch with these feelings, emotions, and just kind of sitting with them and understanding the source of them, Cancer. And then also you may notice that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes during this time, and also that people may be less likely to make decisions during this energy. So that's something to keep in mind of their Cancer. And then with this last little energy of this waning gibbous in Libra here, I was thinking about this energy, and it's just like, where Libra does love to be, I feel like Libra is a very fair sign. They are very diplomatic, and I feel like this is really a great energy for just seeing if there is that healthy level of reciprocity that's going on in our relationships, Cancer, whether this be on your end or this be on your person's end, and how we can just kind of make sure that there is that equality that's going on there. And when things are going out of balance, do we have the language, or are we able to resolve these things harmoniously? Because we may not necessarily agree on everything, Cancer, just as a species, but I feel like sometimes we can agree to disagree. It's like, well, I feel this way, but that doesn't necessarily have to ruin this relationship. We're all different. We're all very nuanced. If we all were the same type of way, this journey would be just so bland there, Cancer. But I do just feel like that this big kind of energy of focusing on relationships that are no longer, or just like kind of reevaluating and just like feeling the confidence enough to voice these opinions or to voice these concerns. It's just like, hey, just something I've been thinking about. I've noticed that, I tend to do this a lot for you, but when I do the same, it's like, it doesn't quite feel right. Like, is this just me, or am I reading into this? I feel like and that's what I really love about Libra energy, is just that it does have this tactful way of going about conversations there, Cancer. And I feel that we can learn a lot from. I'm just thinking about the relationship between like Libra and Aries, where it's not being that overly aggressive, because sometimes I feel what happens when we hold that stuff in, and when we tend to learn from our opposite signs or dip into that energy, we may overcompensate or do a little too much there, Cancer. So again, all about that balance type of energy there. So I feel like that's just something to be letting go of, that fear of kind of like holding back or kind of like shrinking yourself in a sense, like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? If it's not resonating with your this dynamic isn't working out, just about just being, I feel, having the bravery to voice these concerns there, Cancer. And last little bit here, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cancer. Definitely check them out. I want to say one of them has like a Libra rising, and yeah, they're really fantastic. They're really supportive. I feel like just bring very unique insights, so go show them some love there, Cancer. Actually, another one of them, she has a cancer exclusive channel as well, so I've really been enjoying that, because I feel that is a very important thing for us as rocking that Cancer energy, to understand how our energies do fluctuate and the complexities that it is to especially have like your sun sign, moon sign, rise, any sort of like Cancer and any sort of like personal placement. So, and then there is an astrologer that I like I keep saying that I like working with. I guess I'm trying to work with her. That would actually raise my vibration through the roof. But there's an astrologer that I like watching as well. They're Cancer, and then there's a couple of podcasts I listen to. Both of them, I think they have Libra moons, and then there's some apps there, Cancer. So when we start working together, you can check back to see how your chart's looking. Again, maybe you have a Libra moon. I actually know someone who's been a really great supporter. She has a Libra moon. So, but let's go ahead and get into this general energy of the day here, Cancer, because just look at this. All this Libra energy. You got the full moon in Libra card, which is the card of find a balance. And I feel like this, even in more so let's think a little broader here, Cancer, because I feel like this is not just finding a balance in your relationships. I feel like it's finding balance in all that you do, a balance in how you maybe even deal with emotions, how you react to certain things. For example, I have a lot of Leo in my chart, and I'm learning that there are times where, because all of my Leo placements, all my Leo stuff is linked up to my Sun placement. That's the dispositor of all my Leo placements, so they're really geared to my emotions. And there are some times where it's kind of like all or nothing. Either I just kind of don't say anything, just choose this, like, you know what, this is not even worth it, or it's just like this big kind of blow up there, and it's just like, and it's like all the Leo gets lit up. So it's like, that's even some places that I'm even trying to find a balance in. Or this could be even how we find a balance in our, because even I know where that Libra deals with the relationships with people, but this could be even our relationships to food, possibly, or maybe to substances, or maybe to social media, or maybe to work, or maybe to play, or maybe to just like anywhere that you've noticed that things, that the scales are just like really off balance there, Cancer. Because I feel like it's when we keep that stuff out of balance, it just like we're just all kind of wonky there, Cancer. And I feel like when we can find that, I'm getting like a big kind of temperance energy that's coming through there. And not, like the literal, that definition is finding that moderation. And so, in keeping those how do we keep those opposing forces in balance? So, and it's not something where it's a constant thing there, Cancer. People like to say that Libras are a balance sign. They are not. They are trying to, I feel like they see things from all sides. They weigh the options. I feel like Libra is they see both sides of the thing and the benefits and the negatives for something, but you know keep trying to keep that energy of harmony is a lifelong thing there, Cancer. It does take a lot of work, and sometimes it's just like we get comfortable in one sort of vibration. We can, yeah, just kind of paying attention to that there, Cancer. But let me get some tarot on this and get some details. Alright, Cancer. Thank you, guys. So let's see what's going on here. Alright, so you have the Four of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Actually, one of Libra's cards here. And let's start with this Four of Swords here, Cancer. Or, excuse me, Four of Wands, excuse me. Because I feel with the Four of Wands here that I'm getting this energy, because sometimes I feel when we're trying to establish this balance, we can get where we do operate in these energies of extremes. And I feel like when we get to that acceptance, that establishing that balance is something that requires this patience, that is going to be this kind of long haul journey there. And I feel like that it brings us this cause for celebration, because that's one thing with the Four of Wands. And I know it's kind of a bit of an abstract way of thinking about that, but because I feel like it just kind of takes that stress off, because it's like, gosh, why can't I seem to get this together? Every time I do this thing, I do good for a spell, then I tip off, and then I do for a spell, then I tip off. And I feel like that's the growth there, Cancer. It's almost like I feel like that's the healthy expression of the Devil card. It is acknowledging that it's like sometimes you may have this thing, Cancer, with whatever it is that you may find an imbalance, and there are times where you think that you got it, and then something happens and it throws you off. And I feel like it is reestablishing. And I even like how this Ace of Swords has this kind of like this light side here and this dark side. It's this I feel like it is kind of like this double-edged sword. Sometimes we got it, sometimes we don't. But when we don't, I don't feel like this warrants, again, being in this kind of anxious energy with the Four of Swords here. It's this energy of kind of meditating on, okay, what threw me out of balance this time? Let's say if we have something with, we got this cake here, Cancer. Maybe we have something with food. Maybe we eat when we feel stressed. Maybe we eat when we feel maybe overindulge when we feel sad. Maybe when we're feeling scared. Whatever that's looking like. But I feel like it's like once we get to the source, then because even the Four of Wands, it's like it's like this relationship energy. This can be a marriage card, and you're in relationship with this vessel for the long haul here, Cancer, and I feel that it's when you again learn to be patient with yourself and implant this idea that it's okay to make a mistake every now and again, Cancer. We're all going through this human experience, but it's when we stay in that out of balance state where it's just like, well, F it. I'm not going to try to do anything along this. Like, just kind of when we give up there, Cancer, that's when things get out of hand. And then now we're in that lower expression of the devil energy, because even just talking about that card, it's not meant to keep us down. The devil helps us keep eyes on this stuff. And again, it takes patience. Even talking about Capricorn, it's one of those things that take time, that takes that initiative, that tenacity. But I like this, Cancer. No, I feel like this is a nice little start here. Let's get some more energy on this, Cancer. Thank you, guys. Let's see what else we got going on here, Cancer. A little more Libra energy. I'm with it. So you have, because the Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra, and the Three of Swords is Saturn in Libra. And I actually like that I brought that up. So you have the Three of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Five of Cups here, Cancer. And let's talk about this Three of Swords here. Because even thinking about, because Saturn in Libra, Saturn does very well in Libra, because we know that, I feel like Saturn knows that Libra, it's, I feel like with this energy is, Saturn is that energy of discipline, that energy of work in order to keep this established harmony there, Cancer. And I feel like it's Libra. Saturn does so well in Libras because the Libra is that cardinal air that will take that initiative to enact justice and get things in balance and get things in harmony when things feel out of whack there, Cancer. And I feel that we want to be careful as far as like, again, when we get into that sort of like where we feel disappointed, or we feel like we let ourselves down and we beat ourselves up just because something didn't quite go right, or we get into this place of like, well, since it's just going to be this all the time, well, what's the point of doing all this? Like, why even bother caring there, Cancer? And that's, I feel like that's, in a sense that now we're giving up. And I feel like it's, instead of looking at it as this sort of like, oh, whatever, it's looking at it as an opportunity to go higher here. I like that this cup is sitting up on this tree here, Cancer. And look at you in this. Now we're in the tree. We've invested. I love that. We've invested in ourselves. And it's like we notice that when we start putting in that work there, Cancer, it gets a little bit easier each and every time with whatever this is. We make a mistake, and then that window gets smaller and smaller and smaller as we go about this journey here. And that's interesting. The Four of Pentacles, I feel like, again, it's like it's giving me, well, not again, it's giving me this energy of being grounded in this reality that that again is going to take some work because the Four of Pentacles, if I'm remembering correctly, this is the Sun in Capricorn. And so and I feel like it's setting that intention there, Cancer, when we notice that when a relationship with something is out of whack, letting that be the focus. And that's perfect for these lunar cycles, you know? And it's not just about this letting go of something. It's just like, let's say if we have this relationship with food, for example, it's like, okay, how can we adjust that? What are some, when we feel these energies of, when things feel out of whack, how do we find a more healthier way to to kind of self-soothe in a sense, to really kind of get in touch with those emotions, get in touch with the body, find out, when these things come up, do you feel nauseous, do you feel, paying attention to these impulses, being a little more mindful as opposed to this kind of like reactive energy or just sort of that impulsive type of energy there, Cancer. And it's interesting too because I'm even getting with the Four of Pentacles. It's like, because this can be a card of savings, and I feel like this is an experience as you go to work with these energies there, Cancer, this experience that you're saving over time here. And again, I feel like it's not something that where it can be a little upsetting at first when we do see these tendencies in ourselves, and we may want to feel down, we may feel this depressive type of energy, but like I was saying with the Four of Wands, this is an energy to celebrate because now there's this awareness that is unlocking in you there, Cancer. We're not being ruled by this, whatever this thing is anymore. We're gaining this sense of power back. And that's invigorating there, Cancer. And that's where the growth and the healing can really start with this energy. So yeah, I dig this, Cancer. Let's get some advice from Venus. See what's going on with her. Wow, you really are getting a lot of Libra energy here, Cancer. And so fascinating. Oh, and there's that devil there, Cancer. Spirits on a roll. Alright, Cancer. Thank you, spirits. Guys, last little bit here. Ha! And we were talking about that too. I love it, Cancer. So you have love when the thing comes together. So you have the Three of Wands, the Queen of Swords, that's Libra energy for me, the Temperance card, the Strength card, that's Leo, and Temperance is Sag, and then the Devil here, Cancer. And let's switch back over. Because I like this, Cancer. Because I even feel too, I like that you got both the three three and four of wands and swords, because both of those cards are Aries and Libra's minor arcana cards. And I feel like again it's paying attention to where we may have given our energy to, where things have gotten out of balance, where maybe we feel like we don't have any sort of control over something because this relationship we have with this thing is so, we may feel it's stronger than us, Cancer, but that's not the case. The Strength card is, I feel like this is you reclaiming your power back, working with this devil, not letting this become this enemy, or looking at this thing that's trying to keep you down there, Cancer. Because the devil can be one that can uplift you. It's putting those energies in your face. It's a very unorthodox way I feel like to go about the growth, but it is that sense of balance, and how do I want to put this? Because I'm thinking about the relationship between us and Capricorn, and it's not that we're shutting down our emotions, Cancer, but I do feel like it is being practical about, does this thing have more power over us than we, is this thing really so strong that we can't live without it, or that I mean, or that we have to turn to it all the time. And I feel the Queen of Swords is that clarity that we can have this healthy relationship with whatever this thing is, and we can learn to set these boundaries with something, especially when it starts lowering our vibration. And then we start expanding, start growing with this Three of Wands energy, and we start discovering different avenues, I feel, with dealing with this stuff here, Cancer. So I like this, Cancer. This is really dope. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. But if anything resonated with you, Cancer, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Cancer. If you know someone who's having trouble finding a balance between whatever this is, between work or whatever, all the things that we had listed before there, Cancer, definitely share this with them. And then subscribe there, use Strength card, hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each week. And then, yeah, just a reminder there, Cancer. I'm still kind of figuring out the flow with this new thing that I'm doing, but yeah, just remember that if you want to book a reading with me, Cancer, or book any sort of like whatever that's looking like, I have all the links in the description box below for you. And yeah, just I'm really am excited for this, Cancer. This new chapter feels right, and I'm just really, yeah, I'm just really pumped to be kind of getting to know you better there, Cancer. You getting to know me better. So yeah, definitely check that out there, Cancer. And also just remember, I'll never reach out to you for readings or anything like that, Cancer. And then last little bit, I mean, we could do this together, Cancer. Check your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, and then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do, for the moment, I do weekly videos, monthly ones, yearly ones, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And you have the Two of Pentacles here. And the Two of Pentacles, look at this little poodle trying to find this sense of balance. And I feel like even when you think about how this poodle would be, even picturing how this dog would be even kind of standing on this ball, you always have to make adjustments. There are going to be times where, all right, I'm in sync, I got this, and then something happens, it's like, oh, it's just, and it takes, again, like in that, but that's part of the process. And then I feel like we can kind of start having fun with that. It's just like, oh crap, I'm noticing that I'm getting into this stuff here, Cancer. Because listen, I have, the devil and I kind of go back a little bit. And there are times where, and not too long ago, where I noticed that I was kind of overindulging a little bit, but I had eyes on it because I knew where the source was coming from. And it was just the thing that I was doing at the time wasn't fulfilling me. It wasn't, the environment wasn't what I needed it to be. It was just doing a lot. And it was my way of escaping from that and not having to be completely there. But I feel like it's like when you understand that relationship, then it gets easier to get out of that, where it's just like, okay, I need to do a reset, And I do, like I was saying, the window just gets smaller and smaller and smaller each time that you work on this thing, Cancer. So let's get your other oracle card here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Alright, Cancer. Thank you, spirits. I dig it. So you have the listening to the wisdom card here, Cancer. And I feel like this is as you begin to learn things, Cancer, and when you do start getting things, start getting a grip on whatever this is that we may find that throws us out of balance. When you notice yourself starting to wobble again, listen to that wisdom. It's like, hey, the devil's kind of giving you a gentle tap there, just like, how we doing with this? How's our relationship with this thing? And it's just like, right, Right? No, you're right. Let me get eyes on this. And again, it's not beating ourselves up. It's just like it's finding the source of that, because we may not be able to control the external things that happen to us, Cancer, but we can control how we react to them and how we feel about them and what we let in the power that we give over to this thing. So whenever you do find yourself going through a human experience, as we all are there, Cancer, just remember we're all doing this as well. That can even be something that can be a little uplifting because you're not alone in this. There's nothing wrong with you. This is just part of the process, and we just grow from this, Cancer. We grow together there. So I like that, Cancer. I'm going to leave that there. So you stay safe out there. With all this adjustment, finding this balancing act that is life there, Cancer. Stay safe out there. Keep eyes on the moon. That might be something to do there, Cancer. Kind of sit down, do some moon gazing, bask under that healing energy, release this sense of judgment and things on yourself there, and it's fantastic. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow, which is actually Venus Day. Love it.